two dead guys on my list. Number 5 is a legend. People may argue he's one of the best to ever do it. Directed 53 feature films. I'm talking about the great Alfred Hitchcock. Not only has he been so influential on everything that came after him, but every time I go and watch an old movie that he made that I had never seen before, there's so many things that catch me off guard or that I don't expect to be as good as they are. Like when I saw the ending of North by Northwest. First of all, North by Northwest is a great movie. When I watched that ending, I was like, I've never in my life seen a movie end like this. Yeah. And it's just such a unique and interesting thing that I feel like should have gotten ripped off plenty of times. It's just still is out there as like this a weird, interesting Hitchcockian thing, which is so cool. Yeah. It's so interesting that he remade his own movie 30 years later with The Man Who Knew Too Much. I'll make this movie in the, I don't know what it was, 20s or something, and the 30s, and then remade it in 1956. And it's just like, it's an interesting thing where you're like, now I can do it better. You're not going to pull a George Lucas and erase the thing that you had made because it wasn't the standard you wanted. Only an asshole would do that. But Alfred Hitchcock is a gentleman and will actually just put out another great movie. I think the first movie I saw of his was Rear Window, and I think my mom showed it to me, and I was like, this movie is kind of just such a different thing. I've never seen a thriller that you're on the edge of your seat for like that. And it's just such a cool thing that he was doing. Obviously, he changed the face of cinema for that reason.
Yeah, he's one, he bounced on and off my list as well. So I ended up just like, I'll have him as an honorable mention because he did set a standard. I didn't put him on because he made 53 movies and I did not see like even half of that catalog. First time I ever watched Psycho in particular. It might be cliche, but the first time I saw Psycho, it was one of those movies where I just knew, oh, this is going to stay with me forever. Hitchcock had a very specific way of telling stories. I think it's telling how masterful he was because everyone is still trying to do what he did.
Because he's made so many movies, there's so much he's still out there to discover. And it's so interesting that he started directing in the silent era and made the transition to sound and then made the transition to color and all of that stuff and continued to not lose a beat, basically. Didn't get stuck in like, oh, I have to do it this way. He just kept
telling interesting stories. And that was like his approach was, I just want to tell an interesting story. So it worked. Hitchcock is amazing.